Steve, how are you today?
I'm good. I'm real good.
Good to see you. Always love talking to you. You will pretty much make my day today, so thank you.
Oh, good.
First of all, how are things going with you and the family quarantine? You know, how are you handling things? I'm enjoying your Instagram posts, by the way.
All right on. Yeah, I've slacked a little bit, but oh, you know what?
What?
This is crazy. Last night during the, I'll answer that, but last night during the, my daughter and I did these couple dances, right?
Yes.
Like early on. She's like Miss Dance Kentucky. She's real deal.
Yeah.
And she was like, hey, let's just do these fun dances. I was like, yeah, sure. So we did our first one last night. I was watching the Super Bowl, half of it,
Yeah.
and there was a commercial on about a Scott Lawn or something, and Martha Stewart was in it and stuff.
Yes.
And John Travolta goes over and presses the thing, and they start dancing to the same song.
Okay. So
And I
you
went, Audrey! And she came running downstairs. I'm like, this is definitely connected. And she watched it. She's like, totally. There's no way that they didn't see our dance.
That is hilarious because I was going to say you guys should get together with Travolta and his daughter and do your own commercial or do your own TikTok video.
Yeah, they went like, should we get Zahn and should we get the Zahns? They were like, no, we got Travolta.
Well, I would like to see this on, so I'll keep an eye open for that. But Steve, listen, congratulations on this film. And the award that you got for it. You are so darn good in it. And I first off want to ask you, we of course know you for your comedic roles for years and years, and then you've kind of stepped it up and done some drama. But this is very different. And I wanted to ask what it was about this script that really just touched your heart.
I mean, if you see it, it's obvious. I mean, I read it and I was so moved by it, as I was so blown away by the story. It's dealing with this subject without hitting it over the head. These flawed people doing the best they can.
Yeah.
And I thought this would be one of the greatest parts I think I've ever played, if I can play. And so we talked and I convinced her that I should play the part. And I'm really glad I did. I mean, it was, it's a rare when you read a script like that and react like that.
And I want to ask you how you prepare for something like that, because here's a guy that not only accepts his daughter for who she wants to be, but then you have to deal with bipolar, and there's a lot going on. This is a guy who just got out of jail. He's trying to make a better life, but he's got this bipolar thing going on, and sometimes it's uncontrollable. So how do you find that balance of somebody who wants to be so close to his son, and then dealing with this, you never know when you're going to go off.
Yeah, no, that was really an interesting aspect to the movie, I thought. And excuse me.
Okay.
There's a role reversal, which is just brilliant. This kind of childlike adult really becomes the child in the end, and this his son just like takes over, and I thought that was so, yeah, it. I love that she put the fact that he loses his medication and he starts to freak out.
Right.
And lies to his kid about, are you taking your medicine? Because he starts acting, a little hyper.
Yeah.
And Anna and I talked about it a long time. Is like, look, the bipolar thing, there's so many different, everybody has a different definition or how people act. And so I said, I just don't want it to be, nuts. Obviously it has to, it's like when he's off his medication, he could be the funnest guy in the world.
Right.
If you're on the same wavelength, and if you're not, you got to get out of there.
Yeah, no, for sure. Like when he grabbed the gun, that's when I started to get a little bit nervous, because you just.
Yeah, but when he's like peeling out in the parking lot with the truck, I mean, that's like, it's fun.
Well, that's dad stuff. Right? But I want to ask you, Steve. I mean, as a father yourself, How much did that influence you playing this guy?
Oh, big time. I mean, if you have kids and it doesn't influence you in your work, then you're dead. I mean, yeah. I mean, having kids. My kids are older now,
Yeah,
but yeah, that's huge. It's huge. It's everything.
yeah,
I can't imagine playing a part like this and not having kids. Honestly,
yeah, 100%. Well, let's talk about Sasha Knight, your co-star, who is absolutely extraordinary in this
it's so
musical.
awesome, man. Yeah, I mean,
Ugh,
and Anna was great because she said, let's can we get you out early? Can I know it's not a it's not a paying job. My hotel bill was more than what I made. That's the truth too. Um, anyway,
that's
um,
okay. That's okay.
and Dowd and I drank some really good wine. Let's just put it that way.
Then you made it up for it. Okay, okay.
But wait, what was I saying?
About Sasha, working with
Oh
Sasha.
yeah. So so Anne said, "Hey, I think it would be a good idea to come out early." And I said, "Absolutely." And Sasha and I would Zoom, and Sasha would be like grab the phone and just be walking around the house. And Sasha's like a champion rock climber, like
Wow.
was like as a kid,
Yeah.
like just like athletic, fun, funny, engaged, like just. And I was like, okay, this is going to be great. But we got out there 2 weeks early. The horse stuff was like, all right, that's an hour. We got that down. And then it was about hanging. We just hung out for like 2 weeks and we read, and I said, let's get this down so that we can do these lines no matter what we're doing, because
Yeah.
we're gonna have to be on horseback and it's gonna be a little different than sitting in a hotel. So let's go walk around, or do something, which is what I do when I learn my
Right.
stuff. So that, I do it to this day. I over prepare out of fear. So that's what we did. And then when we got on horseback and we were up in the mountains and we were like, it was easy peasy, man. And then you come up with other stuff,
I'm sure. Yeah.
you know.
And you're both proficient on horses. I mean, I know that you live out where you're with large animals and everything. And so you knew how to horseback, but Sasha too, like was no problem getting up on that
No,
horse.
no problem. I mean, it was immediate. It was like, just here, just grab my arm. It's like, all right, we got that down. Like it was,
Yeah.
a rock climber, just so you know. So,
Yeah.
and back to that. So
Amazing, amazing. And Julia Bell, she really blows me away. And I saw her in Brittany runs a marathon. Like she's really, really good. And again, something different for her as well.
oh,
I
totally.
can see you two jiving right from the
Oh man,
get-go.
right. That was the beauty of this as well. It was a great group. I
Yes,
mean, as a cast, we were really tight, and Jillian was amazing. And again, we worked hard on it off camera, and we talked a lot about it and the traps that we had to avoid, both of us individually and as a parental unit. You know,
yeah.
we couldn't wait to show love. That these guys, I mean, they're flawed parents, but they're just doing the best they can.
Well, exactly. But aren't we all?
Exactly, and that's what's beautiful about the script.
Yeah, and I have to mention Ann Dowd, who I love, love, love. She's in Toronto right now shooting *Handmaid's Tale*. We love her. Oh,
No, I know I think I might be really close to her. I have to come up in quarantine. I'm doing a New Line movie up there called 8-Bit Christmas. So I'll be up there the 15th,
oh, good.
maybe in the same building as Anne, who's a friend of mine, and I
Yeah.
won't be able to see her
Uh,
ever.
yeah. Well, you know what? Social distance with masks. You never know, Steve. Like, hopefully, this will,
Yeah.
get a little better. But I have this theory, and I have to ask you about it because every time I interview somebody who is, so funny, and we know them from their comedy, I have to ask you, why do funny people make such good dramatic actors?
I think, I don't know. Most funny people I know are pretty serious people, really.
Yeah.
I mean, to be honest, trying to think of people like,
Well, look at Robin Williams, for example.
sure, like
Or somebody,
being serious. Well, look at
Jim Carrey.
people I know. Um, um, Christian Bale,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
Did a movie with him. One of the funniest guys I've ever worked with. Like, we laughed so hard during this, movie about POWs, dying in the jungle.
Yeah.
Um, but a really serious guy, right? Jack Black, funny. Like, but when we hang out, we were inseparable doing this movie together. Really serious guy, highly intelligent. Like, it's not like laugh riot all the time. So, you know, I think funny actors weren't the class clowns. We were the people sitting in the back going, "What the fuck are you doing, man?"
Yeah. Yeah.
Can I say that word?
Well, it's okay. I'll bleep you out.
Okay. Sorry.
It's okay. Listen,
Good word. It's a good word.
it's good. You know what? It's a great word. I wish on some of my,
Amazing word.
I think I could use it. We were talking, you were just saying that you're going to be coming to Toronto to shoot a film. I want to know at this point in your career, what do you look for? When you get a script or offer
Same thing I did at day one. It's like if it's a compelling story and a character, I think a character that I go, oh, I would play this. Oh, this would be fun to play. That's it. I mean, it's that simple.
Yeah.
And of course, you do things, you can call bull and go through my resume and go, okay, well, this was a good story and a good character. Well, I got 2 kids.
Yeah.
And I got a mortgage. And sometimes you can do like, these independent movies and go like, hey guys, I gotta make some money.
Yeah.
I'm like about to have a huge yard sale.
Whatever
Like, hey, during COVID, I was like, what can we sell to extend this paradise for one? It was crazy.
Steve, what was the movie that actually changed your life? What role was it that just changed, did the flip for you?
I mean,
like in terms of your
perception?
What you were in, something that just your role that changed your life forever.
Well, I think That Thing You Do was kind of a big moment for all of us. It was such a fun movie. It was a great movie. And it was such a unique in that our officers, our leaders were so nurturing to us and taught us so much.
Right.
And specifically Tom Hanks. And that really that really was instrumental in how I go to work. We showed up late one day, and then Tom would bring us into the trailer. He didn't have to do this and go like, guys, it's all good.
Yeah.
That's the last day that you're late. And we were like, oh, so sorry. We were all late. We got coffee or whatever. And he said, no. On my movie, yeah, but for every movie, okay? We got it. And I swear to God, I've never been late to a set ever. I'm embarrassingly early.
That's good. Learn from the best. Tom Hanks. You can't learn from anybody better than that. That's for sure. My God. I listen.
Yeah, I mean, it really, a lot of that people think, that don't know the industry. It's like I work just as, I'm good at what I do. I'm a professional, but I get jobs also because I show up on time. I know my stuff. I have an opinion and I'm not a dick.
Yeah. Yeah. No, you're definitely not. Listen,
that's any job.
Listen, years and years and years ago, I brought my son at the time, he was about, I don't know, 7 or 8, to a junket, Racing Stripes. And you were so amazing to him. He's 28 now, and he still talks about that.
Racing Stripes?
Yeah, it was what had to, it was a voiceover
role. Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we were allowed to bring our children to do interviews. And so, I did that. And I tell you, it's like he tells everybody, Steve Zahn was my pal, but you know what? That's amazing, because here he is, how many years later, 20 odd years later, and still talks about it.
Yeah, there you go.
You make a difference in someone's life. It's so to bring it all around to end, I want to ask you, with this film, It says a lot about, we don't see a lot of films about young kids, transgender, you know, what they're going through, because
No.
obviously they feel that from a very, very young age. It doesn't matter when they feel it. What do you hope that people will take from this film?
Well, I think it's great that it's set in kind of a, in a very small town, rural. These people are maybe the stereotypical people that you might think, or my character might be the guy that you would think would be like, what? And he's not. He's opposite that. And it's just, you love your kid. I mean, I'd love my kid if
No matter what.
he had two legs or no legs, and I don't care.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter, and it's so easy to make it okay. It's so easy.
Yeah,
You just
absolutely.
love.
That's for sure.
Just accept it. Just that's it's a choice. Or you can complicate it. And you can have an opinion. You can try to change, and you can, and that'll complicate everything and make everybody miserable. And maybe for the rest of their lives. Or you can just make a choice to go, great. What do you need from me?
Yeah.
Well, how can I help you?
Yeah, wouldn't that be nice if life was like that for everything? But my pleasure always to talk to you, Mr. Zahn. Thank you so much for your time today, and best of luck with this movie, honestly. And who knows? Maybe I'll see you on the street in Toronto.
I'll see you on the street. I'll wave to you from my
yeah,
balcony.
with our masks on, and all the best to you, my friend. And we'll see you again soon for sure. Take care. Thank you for this.
Awesome. Thank you.
Okay, bye-bye.